I just because I was going to throw out one just because again I know Delilah and I are Bears fans, and I know Delilah's feeling on Eberflus, and I'm not saying that I'm not leaning towards like throwing him off the boat, as it were, but in the last few weeks I've really thought about this. And I'm not saying he should stay the coach, but my point is Chicago is so bad at doing this that we've done this, 3 out of the last 5 coaches we had lasted, 2 years at most? You know what I mean? Like, we're like, oh, yeah, we're giving this guy a shot. We hire these first-time coaches. We throw them in there. Okay, go ahead. Sink or swim. It's your call. We don't give you exactly what you want because when Nagy came in, Trubisky wasn't his quarterback. We saw that. And again, not that Mitch has lit the league on fire when he left, but the fact is, when you had that kid here, you did absolutely nothing for him. I mean, you didn't try to run an offense that he could run. You tried to do nothing. You tried to insert your Kansas City playbook or whatever the hell you were doing, Nagy. That didn't work. Then you bring in Eberflus, and you have Justin Fields as your quarterback, and you do absolutely nothing to run the offense that kid could run. So, I mean, as much as you want to, as people want to fire Matt, I don't know what you do. Because now if you bring in another new coach, and again, I'm not saying Matt shouldn't be gone, but like you bring in another coach and you keep Justin Fields, just say for the sake of this argument, because you got him for his 4th year next year, and you bring in another new coach. Do you know that I saw something the other day that I think you guys will find interesting? They showed a list of Bears quarterbacks and how many offensive coordinators they had when they were here. You know, Jay Cutler had, 5 different coordinators when he was here? 5 different offensive coordinators. And that guy's our passing leader. But he had 5 different coordinators. So, yeah, I don't think Cutler was a bad quarterback at all. I just think after a while he didn't care. That guy just did whatever the hell he wanted to do. It was like, whatever. This is what I'm going to do. I'm Jay Cutler. Forget it. Whatever you want to do. And they ended up, getting rid of him after they gave him that big-ass contract. But, yeah, and then, like, Trubisky had 3 different coordinators while he was here. It just, to me, that's why I was going to add, like, Bears ownership, but they're naughty because they just don't do things right. They don't run the football team the way that they should. And it's just maddening. That's all I'm saying. Like, that, to me, is just ridiculous. Any thoughts on that before we get out of here with this?
No, well, I think he should be defensive coordinator. I just don't think he has. He doesn't. I'm sorry. Luke Getsy doesn't understand. Luke Getsy doesn't understand Justin Fields. We know it every week because you can tell when he changes his game, when he's winning, when he's hot, and then he shifts his plays and he screws them over. And that's unfair. Like, everybody, you could see it. You could see when we're winning, when he's hot. Last week was the best game he's ever had. He was balling out, right, when we won. And then this week, we saw, again, they changed back, and then they started to play either too conservatively or they make him throw crazy stuff. And I don't think Luke Getsy – honestly, I don't think he likes Fields very much. Honestly,
he probably doesn't.
I don't think he does. I don't think he wants him as his quarterback. It could be that too. We've seen other teams when there's coaches that I didn't pick this quarterback, so I'm not gonna develop him. Right? This was
right.
This is the previous regime. This is not the kind of style of play that I'm used to, that I want to work with, and I think that's what we're seeing. And that's like, I just don't think they're the right coaches for him. And you could tell. It's demoralizing. You can see it in his face when he's on the sidelines, when he's doing well. And the next week, they change it up on him. And he's just – because you're literally destroying his confidence when you do that.
And I think that goes with what Ben said, is he's saying, like, he doesn't think Fields – I'm paraphrasing with saying cares.
I don't think he does.
I don't think it's that Fields doesn't care. I think he cares. I think he's frustrated –
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Got a coach that isn't listening to him and helping him, and he's switching things in and out, and that the relationship between Getsy and Fields is, or even his quarterback coach. I don't know who the quarterback coach is for the Bears.
Either. I'll be honest. I forget his name. Yeah,
it's gone. Like, there's no trust amongst any of them right now. So I don't necessarily think Fields has an attitude problem or anything. I think he's literally so frustrated in the situation that he's like, I can't do anything right. You're not going to do anything for me. It's a similar situation that we had with Drew Lock before he got traded to the Seahawks. He was decent, but he had a coach that didn't like him and thought he was horrible, and he didn't really. Fangio didn't give him help to try and develop him. So when that
and this week he beats the Eagles.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
he beats the Eagles.
Yeah.
No, what did it for me with Eberflus, honestly, what did it for me was this past Sunday. You're in a defensive game, right? Like this game, you knew this was going to be a defensive game. Cleveland has the number 1 defense in the NFL, and we had the number 1 run defense. And the fact that you don't take 3 points at the end of that second quarter on that drive to try to go for it on 4th down is the most ridiculous thing in the world to me in a tight game. That's coaching. You take the damn points, man. You take the 3 points. And guess what we lost by, guys? 3 points. Because, again, in the second half, we get conservative and we should be putting our foot on the gas, and we don't. End of the rant. I'm not going to say anymore because I'm just not going to say anything else.
That's a stretch. I'll say that's a stretch.
What do you mean it's a stretch? Come on. Have you seen the coaching decisions?
Because you got to have – all right. So my point is, so I think Justin Fields, going back to that, is nice, okay? And I have to say that because he put up 40 points on my team. But anyways, I honestly think in your situation with it, it's what Tina was saying to a T. And that's why I have an issue with what Ben is saying, because with Fields, the fact that it's showing that he's frustrated, I mean, it's rightfully so. If any of us were in that situation where you literally have coaches and coordinators and people around you sabotaging you, they're bringing other quarterbacks. They're not helping you with your own line. They're not giving you any support on wide receiver. They're not doing anything to help you. Then, of course, he's going to get frustrated. Of course, he's going to get to the point where he can't do it. And now you have a situation where, despite all of that, the Bears aren't bad. I've told you guys all year long, that Bears team that showed up at Washington was the more accurate Bears team, in my opinion. But the thing is, you have little things that go here, little things that go there that fall apart. What happened in the beginning of the Broncos game where you destroyed them? And then, like you said, you took your foot off the gas, X, Y, and Z. He's a defensive guy. I mean, this is not McVay. This is not somebody that's going to keep scoring up. So as far as this game, I understand. Far be it from me to sit there and tell you about your team. Although I will say, if the playoff picture, you guys technically are not eliminated, and we are.
Yeah, we know. We're going to get to that later.
I don't have that much sympathy, all right?
But I'm just saying, it's always situational coaching. And in a game like that, you got to take the points. I get what you're saying, Sean. You want to be aggressive and blah, blah. But, bro, this is a defensive game. It's 7-7. You take the effing points.
Matt is on the naughty list. See?
Yeah.
Justin is on a nice list. Matt is on a naughty list. See how that works?
There it is. Exactly. See how that works? But anyways, well, thank you guys for that. That was a fantastic segment. I knew I would get some reactions from you guys, and I loved it. That was fantastic.